This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I was about to say the sunny Miami, the cloudy Miami. Miami nonetheless, 1 day out now from 3 world title fights, a YouTuber fight as well, which is why I suspect these 3 gentlemen are here with me today. Guys, how you doing? Callux, Zerkaa, TBJZL, how are we all?
Very good today. It was sunny earlier, we were enjoying ourselves, a nice little walk, went and got a haircut. It's a nice introduction to Miami.
Can you show him your haircut, please?
No, it's not the best at the moment.
I think you just look at me this way.
No,
look.
I'm just going to look at you front on.
Well, yeah, I'm great. We landed yesterday. Yesterday, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Last night, yeah. We're on a bit of a quick one this time, just like a couple of days here. If you'd like to support Big Giver, of course.
Yep.
Hopefully takes a dub. We can celebrate once again.
No, there's no hopefully.
Sorry,
carry on.
We will celebrate once again. We will celebrate once again.
Hi, I'm Toby.
Now guys, just in your own words, obviously it sort of felt like after what we saw in LA and all the scenes and the magnitude of the event that might be a good time to put this whole boxing YouTube thing to rest on the back of that event. We are here now in Miami, there's still the interest, you guys are all out here, the media are out here as well. How did it get to this point though? Why are we seeing this fight between Jake Paul and Gib? For a long time, Jake Paul was saying, who is Gib? I don't need to fight Gib. Why are we here?
So Jake had no choice basically. He was forced into it from all angles. Everyone's been saying it from day one, like fight Gib, fight Gib, fight Gib. And then it was the only way that he could get his hands on KSI at the end of the day to, as he says, avenge his brother. But we all know it's because there's some sort of jealousy thing or like superior complex with Logan always being the guy with the headlines. But yeah, that's it from me.
What I put from that? I think, funnily enough, we've actually managed to finesse Jake Paul into this. Like, Gib is someone who opens FIFA packs. That's where he's come from. Like, that is his whole thing.
Straight entertainer.
Like, he's a very entertaining guy, and that's what he's done, open packs. But like, Jake Paul sees himself on a pedestal above anyone, and he's fighting a FIFA pack opening YouTuber.
Yes, nice.
Like, he's deep it. It's actually crazy. And he's like, I must do this to get to JJ, if he ever gets there. Will he ever get there? I don't know.
Gymbox Stratford to Miami Beach main card
It's
pro
crazy
event.
when you
It's
think about it.
nuts. It's crazy.
Stop giving me the mic.
Okay, I won't.
Toby, just to start with you, and I'll let you all have your own thoughts, but the last time I saw you all on camera was after that fight, KSI, Logan Paul 2, Callux. I remember speaking to you, you were very emotional, very excited as well, and we had you guys on the channel too, all enjoying yourselves out there. When you look back now, how much did you enjoy that experience, and where does it rank among the best nights of your life as well? And the events that followed, I'll leave it at.
That whole thing was another level of crazy for us, just because being so close to JJ and seeing the work that he put in and how much time and dedication he even had to put into our sidemen stuff as well on the side. We all had to put in a grind to get ahead on video so he could go out and train and give the boxing his full attention. So when you see that guy put his head down and really go for something, he really, really works for it. I can't understate that. I can't overstate that rather. He really, really works for it. And so to see him reap the rewards was just like an amazing feeling for all of us. I think he would have been broken if he lost that, but he would have bounced back from it.
I think we were saying earlier, like, funny enough, I think we celebrated his victory more than he did. Like, we was just, I don't know.
The W's everywhere.
Yeah, like,
everywhere
we became the wide men. I was Bosch Worker.
Callux.
Like, literally, we just changed our names. And Jay was like, what are you lot doing? But we're celebrating. But yeah, I think he was just so exhausted from, obviously, his camp and the fact that he had been through, like, a grueling camp, of course, and a grueling fight. That must be, like, a huge, just, dump of energy. He just lost it all. So we're just there, like, just gas of emotions and just, like, I think we was all speechless at the end. I think it was in interviews and I was there, like, just smiling. And Vix is there, like, what do I do?
I lost my voice.
I don't know what to do. But yeah, that night was...
On your back screaming.
I was in Vegas clubs holding signs up with W's.
Nice.
We put signs around Vegas clubs saying W's only. I think we just lost our mind a little bit.
We did.
It was, that's not how you describe it. We literally lost our minds because we're all so closely invested into JJ, and as soon as that, like, announcement came out, it was just, I don't think I can explain what the emotions went through us, all of us.
I rewatched that, where like everyone's celebration. Like quite a few people did some really cool edits. So Nightscape did that crazy edit of like all of us together with some epic music, and then JJ winning. I think I must have replayed that clip, and I know Harry did as well. Harry was just sat in restaurants afterwards for weeks on end, like not days, weeks, just rewatching edits of people. So yeah, that singular moment is up there with like one of the best moments me personally in my life. Like when he won and the celebrations afterwards.
One thing we all spoke about in the build-up at different times to that fight was about this brotherhood that JJ and Vidal had, and how important that bond was going into something like this and going through the grueling process of a training camp for the first time, etc. With so much pressure on and the world watching. We've talked about it a bit off camera, that bond again that Vidal has with his fighter in Gib going into this fight. How important do you think that is when you look at, say, the other side of things, when Jake Paul's gone in there with someone he knows fairly well in Shane Mosley, but won't quite have that brotherly bond that these two seem to have?
I don't think you will ever compete with like genuine close relationships and friendships, because you care for people properly. Like this is why we always describe like all the Americans or Jake's friends as like and associates as yes men, because you're like, oh yeah, Jake, you're great, because they're under his payroll. Like you're like, yeah, you're great, Jake, you're doing well, you're going to smash him. Where Vidal or anyone in Gib Circle or JJ Circle our whole circle, maybe it's a UK thing, which they're like, no, like this is not good enough. You are not doing well enough. You're not training enough. It's not hard enough. We push each other to exceed further. I think that's what you actually need. You don't need people telling you that you are the greatest, because you believe you are the greatest. So I think that's the key part, obviously, not having people around you. That's what Vidal brings, is like a very level head, and then telling you like you need to do better, you need to be better, you're not good enough yet. And because Gib and Vidal knows each other so long, Gib trusts that. It's not like, obviously you trust, like it was from professional boxing telling you like, oh yeah, do it, I trust him. But I don't know, maybe Jake doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have a very clear look into the camp, Jake's camp, but obviously we have a really clear one into both of these ones. And just to follow up from Josh's point, like some of the stuff that we were saying in the group chat when JJ's like, oh, I'm working really hard, I'm doing this, doing that, and it's like that. I think everything ended with, that's cool, but don't underestimate him and keep working, because you don't want to take the L. And then look where he got to in the end.
Now, Toby, I'll start with you again. Look, obviously with Vidal, he came out a few days ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago actually, and caused a bit of stir by saying, once this is done, once I'm done with Gib, I'm done with coaching, I'm retiring from coaching, it's time for me to focus on me. I think with the part he's played in all of this, he's almost earned that right to focus on himself as a fighter and on his own career path now.
I don't think he ever actually needed to earn that right in the first place. Like, he made that choice to help out his friends because he wants the best for them, and it's about time he does start focusing on himself. We've all seen him, how he can perform, and we're excited for his future as well. So we're just really waiting for that to kick off. Hopefully when Gib gets the W this weekend, or this week, we'll see the beginning of that.
Yeah, you're good.
You summed it up,
I'll
mate.
hold the mic.
Summed it up.
Obviously, as I mentioned earlier on, Jake for a long time was distancing himself from this fight. The pressure was put on him. Who do you think out of these two needs the other one more at this point?
Well, like, look what it's done for Gib's career and profile. Like, it's been massive for him, so you can't understate that and how much it's helped him. But Jake definitely needed this. Like, I think he doesn't really want to concentrate on YouTube anymore. You guys were saying I don't really watch his videos much anymore, so I don't keep an eye on him. But from our side, and I think definitely from the audience's side, he really does need this fight. And not only that, no, he's got the fight. Brilliant, well done. Needs the win, because I don't really know where he's going to go next. But at the same time, yeah, Jake and Logan are incredibly clever, and you can't, put down what they've done before and what they did for YouTube. And I know they've done some really bad things in their careers, but they're entrepreneurs and they're good at what they do, and they will bounce back. But just to keep the shit talk going, if Jake loses this, his career's done.
I think Jake does need it, to be honest. So just keep his name in the limelight. Yeah. But as you just say, like, you can't underestimate Jake and Logan. They are both very smart, know how to market themselves. They know how to also re-establish themselves into a new scene. So I'm sure, like, if something like they could go on TikTok right now, and I'm sure they'd blow up once again. So they had the ability to do so. I don't know why they would try and push themselves away from the whole YouTube thing. Like, we're all proud to be YouTubers. So is JJ. So is Gib. Like, we stick on that scene because that's what we like to do. It's what we do best. So I don't know why they do it well. I don't know why they keep trying to push away from it. Because I think that makes people just go like, what are you doing? Like, you're leaving the scene that has brought you up. I mean, it became a Vine, I guess, but still, it's the internet, same thing.
Now, obviously, I'm not going to stand up here and make you guys try and give me a round-by-round systematic breakdown of how the fight's going to play out. I'm going to pick your brains on Gib, though you all know him well. From what I've heard from Vidal, from Gib himself, and seeing him this week, in your experience as well, this isn't a guy that's going to come and fold under that huge pressure on Thursday, is it?
Gib? Definitely not. I had to make sure we were talking about Gib. Gib is someone that isn't... He's not a camera person like that in terms of media. Like, he doesn't do media, but from what I've seen of him so far in all the interviews and the press conferences and so on and so forth, he's been so calm and so composed. It's actually quite surprising to see. And I can only imagine that comes from having confidence in what you've been learning in your camp and what you now know you're capable of doing in the ring. So I'd imagine that, like, Gib's going to carry that composure through to the ring and finish the job.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think just to give you like not the round by round breakdown, but I think he's going to come out strong, and he's going to throw a lot of punches, as you already probably heard from everyone else. But like, if Jake's not ready for that, 10-ounce gloves, no head guard. If you're throwing 100 punches around and 20% of those are connecting, it could be a very, very short fight. So that's my prediction, that it's going to be a very short fight.
And do we think, going into this, if Gib were to win especially, as you guys expect, do you think that is definitely the line drawn? Obviously, it would be highly unlikely to see Gib and JJ in there.
I think it makes sense for lines to be drawn there, because that's like it coming to its like natural conclusion. Unless Jake and Logan decide to take the route of, okay, we're going to start our own beef between us. They did it with the diss tracks, like back in the day. I think that's a good narrative. It would work. You need the UK audience, though. I think the UK audience is a big part of this. Yeah. I think it's the strongest part of it, if anything. And I think Jake and Logan severely underestimate how big that UK audience, how attached it was, both to JJ, even to Gib. Like, they just followed on from JJ straight into Gib.
Look at the press conferences. Look at the UK press conference in whatever that place was called, whatever it was.
Troxy, isn't it?
Troxy, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a UK thing, isn't it, though? We just go out like crazy for it. In LA, it's more like, unless it's glitz and glam, you're not going.
Not really caring about it.
Yeah, in the UK, we're very invested in things. I think that's a natural conclusion. I mean, I'd like to see it end there, I think. Unless, there's some big YouTubers come in the end. Okay, hello, bye.
I think it's done after this fight. Personally, win or lose for Jake, I think it's done. I think they really, like you said, we really finessed Gib into this, or finessed Jake into this fight. There's not actually a real beef between them like there was between JJ and Logan to keep the viewers' interest. So I think they struggle to get that, and I think you'll struggle to get that again with anyone in the scene, really.
But we do say we finessed Jake, but I think Gib is the A side here still. You look at all views, you look at all promotion, Gib is destroying Jake on all fronts. And I think he's on the camera he's been better, and this is Gib, who we all know is not the best at media stuff. But he's really come out of the show and really put himself out there. So I think we finessed at the start, but he's now earned his right to be there, and it needs to be flipped into A side and B side, because I think Gib deserves that right. So hopefully he delivers on the night, and if you look at him and go, fair play, Gib. But if Jake was to win, I don't even think Jake versus JJ is still worth doing at that point. I don't know. Is it worth for JJ? I don't know. We have to see. Jake would have to really severely up his numbers and prove, because if Gib's out selling a fight to Jake, what's JJ versus Jake? Is that 99 to 1?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
What is it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
And Jake wouldn't do that.
Final couple before I let you go, guys, I promise, because I know you need to get to the weigh-in as well as us. Ethan's over there, speaking to my colleague Andy. Obviously, he went over the same as you guys just to go and enjoy himself in LA. A 5-minute little spot on Sky Sports that he was meant to do ended up transforming into a full-on punditry role. He's here with DAZN again. He's immersing himself in with the media. How impressed have you been with his conduct through all this and the way he sort of bridged that gap as well between the worlds?
I think we've all known that Ethan can do this. We know about his passion for boxing and the whole kind of fighting in general. But we knew that he was capable of it. I think Adam Smith, head of Sky Boxing, so he initially hit me up after the first interviews at the press conference and asked me to speak. And I was like, I'm not your guy. I don't know about boxing. I said it to you earlier. I said, I'm not a boxing guy. I pointed him in Ethan's direction. And I don't think they really thought about it at that point. They kind of went with Weller. And then they saw Ethan... was it the ringside training?
the public workout.
Public workout. They saw Ethan there and they was like, oh, this guy's got something. And now we're just seeing him manifest his ability, essentially. We're all really proud of him.
I think what you're seeing is like his newfound confidence from his weight loss as well. So it allows him. I mean, it's genuine though. He's so confident now.
You're right.
He's so confident. So now he can articulate himself and he can speak properly. Where I think 3 years ago he had it inside him, but I don't think he would have done it. But even like you can't take away from the fact. I think even Joe Weller's done very, very well in this whole experience.
He's been very good. We're
We
just
are
talking
just
about how
talking
proud
about
we
you.
are.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hello.
We're saying, oh, it's great, isn't he? But no, genuinely we are very proud of him.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that.
Not you.
Oh.
It was you.
Thanks,
While he's here though, Ethan, well done, man.
Thank you, mate.
Congrats on everything because yeah, you've seriously done a sick job.
Thank you,
Don't
mate.
say
I
that on
appreciate
camera and get it out there.
Yes,
and
man.
make sure.
Yes, man.
Call me a yes man. No, I'm proud of you, man. On a real.
Your trim. You left this morning. You left this morning looking a bit.
No, it's not straight. It's not straight. Don't get it. No.
This is what I've come over. He's done really well. I've come over it. I was just shouting about his trim.
I say great things about it, but now look. Wow. No, thank you. It looks better. It's not perfect yet though. Anyway, this ain't about. Well done, Ethan. Congrats.
Guys, final one before I let you all shoot. Quick prediction from all of you. Go.
Jake goes down Jake's hurt / goes down at the end of round 1, and then Gib finishes it at the end of round 2.
I've already gone a later game. I'm going to go round 4 or 5 TKO.
Round 4 or 5 stoppage. Jake Paul bleeds.
Yeah, that's true.
Late 5th or into the 6th ref stoppage for Gib.
Does Jake Paul bleed?
Jake Paul's bleeding, mate. He's already said he's a
No,
bleeder.
he's
I think they both bleed, to be honest. I think they're both going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up in the morning. But yeah, late 5th or 6th stoppage.
Well, guys, always appreciative of your time. I appreciate you're on holiday, so thank you for speaking to us and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you soon.